Right, my review of Spectre, the latest in the James Bond film franchise. This one also starring Daniel Craig, who began his stint as James Bond in Casino Royale in 2006, and in my opinion, I believe he's done quite a good job of portraying that role. So I think he's done it justice. And I feel the same in this particular occasion. Daniel Craig I've just discovered, is actually married to Rachel Weisz, so that's quite a power acting couple. But of course, no super spy like James Bond is worth their salt unless they have an arch enemy to overcome in the film. And in this case, it's Christoph Waltz, who was very good, in my opinion, in Inglourious Basterds, a Tarantino film made a few years back. So that was a good piece of casting. Also in the cast is Léa Seydoux, who is Bond's main romantic interest in this particular movie, and she adds a bit of glamour and fulfills the usual role of the main female character in one of these flicks. In this particular instalment of the Bond saga, Ralph Fiennes plays M and does his usual polished role. We also have a newcomer called Ben Whishaw, who is playing Q, and he has issues with Bond, which I found quite good because it added a little bit of humour in a film that took itself fairly seriously overall. So it was good to see that Bond gave him a bit of grief with the allocation of resources such as sports cars. The movie commences in Mexico City, where you have Bond in disguise, and then he running on rooftops, jumping over from building to building, quite a bit of action, and just avoiding being destroyed in a building explosion. So you can't complain about a lack of action initially. After that, of course, he's rewarded with a spectacular fight for his life on a helicopter which is out of control, just skimming above a whole crowd of revellers in a plaza. So it's a standard sort of Bond opening. Of course, after this amount of action, it does quieten down a bit and getting into the storyline. Nothing particularly radical about this film at all. It's just another Bond installment as far as I'm concerned. You have your evil guy, you have an evil organisation, Spectre, which was established quite a while back, and of course they're trying for world domination, this time through the adoption of a software package that is going to provide worldwide surveillance. Personally, I pine for the good old days when the crazy dictators that Bond had to fight against just had an arsenal of nuclear weapons and was going to basically just obliterate the world. Those were simpler times, but now it's becoming more psychological with control of surveillance and what have you. So I guess it's an updated idea for the Bond franchise that makes it more relevant to 2016. So, the film switches from exotic location to exotic location. They find themselves in Morocco. Bond, of course, has to undergo torture by his arch enemy in this particular film, Blofeld, and that's pretty well standard fare. The film, for what it is quite well made. I like Daniel Craig, and I like the arch enemy of the actor who played Blofeld as an excellent actor. I have no issue with any of that. It's just that it's really, in my opinion, this film is basically just a repackaging of a Bond film, and quite a decent job at that. But I wouldn't give it a particularly high rating overall. It's got a 7 on the Internet Movie Database. I would probably more towards a 6 or a 6.5. So that's about as generous as I would get with it. Certainly I watched the whole thing, sat through it, but you know, I'd like to see something a little different in the next Bond film. But you know, I'm pretty demanding in that way, and from what I can see at the box office, it's done extremely well. I was actually quite shocked at how well it had done. So you can see on the figures on screen there that it's made a squillion. So we'll be seeing plenty more Bond films in the future. And that ain't such a bad thing. I just wish they would put a little bit more time into the scripts. But you know, that's just my little beef. Hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you next time for another review. Bye.